7th, 2022. I'd like to start the meeting right on the button, and we are tonight, 7 o'clock. We'll start this meeting. This evening's meeting is being held as a virtual meeting due to the declared emergency in order to keep everyone safe. And council, we soon hope to have discussions on lifting that state of emergency down the road very shortly. Today's meeting may be streamed live as well as recorded and published on the Southwest Middlesex YouTube channel and website. Before we begin this gathering, we will acknowledge that the land upon which we meet is the traditional territory of First Nations people. We convey our respect and thank them for their contributions to our culture, community, and our past and present future. Council, disclosure of pecuniary interest. Is there any member of council declaring a pecuniary interest or the general nature thereof? The chair does not see any. We'll move on. The agenda is put before you. It has been circulated. Are there any errors or additions the council wish to advise us of? Seeing none, the chair will entertain a mover and a seconder to adopt the agenda as circulated. If they could, you could raise your hand. Doug Bartlett has moved it. Councillor Scholdice has seconded it. Discussion. In favor by raising your hand. Carried. Delegations and presentations. Council, none have been reported to the chair. The consent agenda, we'll get into that. Council, I'll pause after each one, and by all means, if there's anything you wish to take action on, we will move it to new business. If there's a comment you'd like to make regarding it, I'm sure out of efficiency we can do it. Just raise your hand and you can speak to a brief comment on it if you wish. April 13th council minutes. 5B, Southwest Middlesex vouchers, $539,085. Grey Highland resolution, new home rebate regarding the government's HST tax being refunded for first-time home buyers or voided. Yes, Deputy Mayor.
Thank you very much, Mayor Mayhew. I don't want this moved. I'd like to just support it right now. I don't think I need to discuss it. It's pretty self-explanatory, and I think that they make a lot of good points, especially in today's real estate climate. So I will be supporting this. If you can get a seconder, and we'll deal with that now.
Yes, we can do that now. A seconder for it? Yes, thank you, Councillor Cowell. Discussion? All in favor of supporting the resolution of Grey Highlands regarding HST rebates? Carried. Thank you very much. Township of Mulmar resolution, homes for everyone, removal of red tape, affordability housing. Yes, Councillor Scholdice, would you like the same? Oh, Mike, just unmute yourself there.
Sorry,
Mike, I bet you want the same. Yeah.
I'd like to just endorse this as well as we could. It's removing red tape and expediting the creation of affordable housing.
I think that's a great idea. Is there a seconder for Mike's motion? Thank you, Councillor Bartlett. Discussion? All in favor of the Township of Mulmar resolution, homes for everyone, please raise your hand. Carried. Town of Bracebridge, Ontario Land Tribunal review, administrating process. OMAFRA Food Inspection Agency regarding the avian flu. Okay. Nothing on that. 5H, Nature Canada's Ocean Protection, World Ocean Day. Okay, we're all right there. Southwest Middlesex 2021 Planning Summary Report. It's been certainly a busy time, Stephanie, and lots going on. And MMAH, Reopening Ontario's Act, in reference to patio openings, things of that nature. Thank you, Council. May I have a mover and a seconder that the of approval of the consent agenda? Councillor Scholdice, Councillor McGill. All in favor? Carried. Council, we have some planning issues before us. We're very pleased to have Stephanie Poirier with us this evening. The municipality of Southwest Middlesex will be moving into committee of adjustment to consider minor variance applications A02 2022 and A03 2022 at 7:06 p.m. May I have a mover and a seconder for that, please? Councillor Vink, Councillor McGill. Discussion? All in favor, please raise your hand. Carried. The meeting was called to order at 7:06. Committee members, is there any member of this committee declaring a pecuniary interest or the general nature thereof? Seeing none, the minutes of the March 23rd meeting have been circulated. Any errors or additions, failing which the minutes are received and approved by the committee? We have a mover and a seconder for that. Thank you, Councillor Choi. Seconder. Councillor Vink. Discussion regarding the minutes. All in favor of adoption? Carried. Members of the public have been invited to comment on any applications and are encouraged to provide written submission, or have been encouraged by the clerk. And that opportunity is always present. The deadline was Tuesday, April 26th by noon in order to provide comment. Stephanie, we have an application for minor variance 6523 Crystal Lane. Could you apprise Council of the history and the purpose behind this?
I can, thank you. I'm just going to share my screen. Okay, so the purpose and effect of the application for the minor variance is to seek permission from the Southwest Middlesex zoning bylaw in order to permit the construction of an accessory building that is partially located in the front yard. You can see on the drawing in front of you, it's highlighted in red on your screen. I also have a site plan for another angle to view the proposed structure. And as you can see, part of it sticks out in front of the dwelling in the front yard, and it's also exceeding the minimum height standard for an accessory building, which is better shown through this concept plan of the existing house, which you can see on the right-hand side of your screen, and the proposed accessory building being on the left-hand side. The subject lands are partially located within a provincially significant wetland and subject to a development agreement which prevents the construction of basements within single detached dwellings, amongst other developer obligations. The applicant has advised that they wish to construct an accessory building for personal storage purposes, as the dwelling has limited storage space. Additionally, the applicant is advised that due to the location of the septic system, and bear with me, I'm just going to toggle to the previous site plan for your, I can scroll down, but due to the location of the existing septic bed, which you can see highlighted on the screen in front of you, as well as significant woodlands and environmental features. The applicant advised that there was no alternative locations for the proposed structure. It is noted that the applicant has obtained a permit subject to conditions from the Lower Thames Valley Conservation Authority for the proposed accessory building and have submitted an associated letter which has indicated no objections to the proposal on their behalf. Staff have reviewed the application against the 4 tests of a minor variance and are of the opinion that it is considered to be minor in nature. It is an appropriate use of the land, and it does meet the intent of the Southwest Middlesex official plan and zoning bylaw. Notice of the application has been circulated in accordance to the requirements of the Planning Act, and staff received the following comments. The county engineer noted no comments. The Southwest Middlesex chief building official had no objections. The Southwest Middlesex Director of Operations had no comments, and the Lower Thames Valley Conservation Authority, as noted, had no objections. So it is staff recommendation that the application be approved. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie, very much for that. We're at the process of the meeting following Stephanie's introduction and recommendation that the applicant of 6523 Crystal Lane is able to speak to this, or his agent. Jill, is there anyone present? I see a gentleman here by the name of Joe Louis. Joe, unmute yourself there.
Oh, sorry, my apologies.
Yeah,
Yep.
no, we have all got caught in that many times, Joe, and I noticed a companion in the background there as well. So we bring greetings to both of you.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. The planner does recommend the minor variance. Joe, would you like to speak to it or address council in any way?
Other than the fact that I've spoke to all the neighbors, gave them insight prior to all of this, I didn't have any objections, and that the facade of the facility of the shed would look exactly like the home. There wouldn't be any deviance from that. Other than that, it's strictly just storage. Like, we have no basement here. We're running out of room. My mother-in-law moved in. We have an RV. It's just, we need storage.
Yep, no problem. Joe, there is a process we have to go through. It looks rather regimented, but we'll get through this within the next few minutes, okay? So just bear with us, and I will call upon you to have final closing remarks, okay? So stay tuned, okay?
Okay.
Council, any remarks to Stephanie on this application or inquiries? Seeing none. Stephanie, I like the drawings. They look very good. Jill, are there any oral submissions or written submissions? There have not been. So council and guests, we're going to take a 5-minute recess, and the purpose of this is to allow any of the public that are watching to call in and make some comment on it. This is mandatory under our public meeting, and so Jill, it is 7:14. We'll reconvene at 7:19.
There's only 2 people watching and I started.
Thank you, council. Faces are popping up on my screen here. So, and I looked at the clock here. It's 7:19. Our 5-minute recess is over. Jill, have there been any oral submissions of other participants received?
No one is registered.
Okay, thank you. Joe, this is your final remark. If you'd like to pass anything on to council or planning or your comments on the process, please give them now.
Actually, I just want to thank everybody for taking the time to do this, and especially Stephanie helping with the application process. And I'm just, yeah, I'm here and awaiting whatever happens. I guess.
Okay, I'm yeah, all ready, and we're pleased to have you as part of the meeting and as part of Southwest Middlesex. Committee, at this point, a decision has to be made. The recommendation is before you. If there is someone who supports the recommendation, would they move it? Thank you, Councillor Cowell. Seconder, Councillor Scholdice. Discussion? All in favor of the recommendation that the minor variance be granted? Carried unanimously. Joe, carried unanimously. There you go. You're all set.
Thank you, everybody. And
Yeah, thank you.
have a good evening.
Stephanie, 4B is before us now, 252 Curry Street. This will be an interesting one, and we certainly, if you could apprise the committee of the history and the purpose here.
I can, thank you. Just gonna share my screen. So the purpose and effect of the application is to seek exemption or a variance from section 4.26 in order to permit the establishment of a 1.8 meter tall by 1.8 meter wide business sign located approximately 3.7 meters from both Curry Street and Symes Street within what is called the site visibility triangle in accordance with the concept plan, which I will show you. So in orange, this is what is deemed to be a site visibility triangle as per the definition within the Southwest Middlesex zoning bylaw, where no structures or shrubbery or any visual impediments can be located. So the applicants are seeking a variance to permit the sign. It is located in black, right at the rear of the site visibility triangle, as you can see on the screen in front of you. The subject lands contain a dental office, being Glencoe Dental Care, and are otherwise vacant of any additional structures. You can see the existing building there, and there is a parking area off of Symes Street. And the applicant is advised that the dental office was established in 1965 and has been in use ever since. The applicant has advised that they wish to place a sign in front of the existing mature tree that falls within the rear of the site visibility triangle, as it is, in their opinion, the most suitable location for potential and existing client visibility of the sign. Staff have evaluated the application against the 4 tests of a minor variance and are of the opinion that it is considered to be minor in nature. It is considered to be an appropriate use of the land, and it is considered to maintain the intent of the Southwest Middlesex official plan and zoning bylaw. The application has been circulated in accordance to the requirements of the Planning Act, and staff received the following comments. The county engineer has no comments. Southwest Middlesex Director of Operations has no comments. Southwest Middlesex Chief Building Official, no objections, and Lower Thames Valley Conservation Authority, no objections. So it is recommended that the application be granted. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie, for walking us through that. Is the applicant wish to make any remarks, or someone on his behalf? Joseph Luigi, I see you with us. If you'd like to unmute. Yeah, Joseph, how are you? Jose, how are you?
It's Lindsay, actually. I'm Joseph's wife. I'm the dentist.
Okay, yeah, Lindsay. You know, I that's right. I met you guys at the Santa Claus parade, and
Yes, absolutely.
your husband told me that you used his email. I had a chat with him that night.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, Lindsay, thank you very much. Yeah, if you'd like to address council in any way, or Stephanie in regard to this, please do so. And welcome to our meeting, and welcome to Southwest Middlesex.
Yeah, thank you. We're very happy to be here, and Glencoe's been such a welcoming community so far. So we've definitely enjoyed our time. I don't have too much more to add, Stephanie. It's been wonderful working with you through this process, and thank you for presenting it as well as you did. I think, yeah, our goal is really just to help our new and existing patients be able to have some visibility to the office, especially as more and more people move to the area as well. The sign was in effect for a few days before we understood that we needed to go through this process. During that time, there was no concerns really with any visibility around that area. And there's often cars parked in that spot as well, which, I can understand that there's still visibility along those lines. So it's our humble opinion that it seems to leave the sight lines open, but obviously, this goes to experts beyond our area of expertise for sure. But just wanted to say thank you for your consideration.
Okay, thank you. Lindsay, stay tuned. We'll call upon you for closing remarks. So we'll get through this process. Council, are there any remarks you'd like to give to Stephanie or Lindsay? Yes, Martin, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mayor Mayhew. Yes, either Stephanie or Lindsay, was there a sign there before?
Historically, Lindsay, I can't answer that. I don't believe I can remember one. Do you know, Lindsay?
To the best of my knowledge, no. I think it's just been the mature tree there for quite some time.
Yeah, alrighty. Okay, no. Councillor Vink, it looks as if there has not been a sign there in the past. Council, any further questions? Seeing none. Jill, have there been any oral or written submissions in regard to the application? Nope. Okay, I see the body language saying no there. Committee and guests, we are going to take a 5-minute break. And of course, the purpose of this is to allow those watching this to call in and voice their opinion should they wish to comment on it. So it is 7:27. We will reconvene at 7:32. Give you a bit of a break there. Council, thank you for the reprieve there. Jill, were there any oral submissions received during the 5-minute recess?
No,
Okay, thank you very much. And Lindsay, this is an opportunity to give closing remarks if you wish.
Just want to say thank you all for your consideration.
Okay, thank you very much. You can watch and see the results that council determined. Committee, the decision is in our hands now. Stephanie has recommended that the application be granted.
Mayor Mayhew, I'll move it.
Okay, thank you very much, Deputy Mayor. And Councillor Bartlett, I see your hand. I assume that's the seconder for that motion. Are there any discussions? Seeing none, the chair will call the question. All in favor that the minor variance be granted? Passed unanimously. Lindsay, thanks very much. See you again. Committee, the next future meeting will be Wednesday, May 25th at 7 p.m. That is tentative, of course, depending on applications. And the chair will adjourn the meeting at 7:33. Jill, looking at it there, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe there are no public meetings.
that's correct.
Continuation of it. We had that earlier. Staff reports, 8A fire, not this evening. And 8B administration regarding a site plan at 6460 Riverside Drive, Arrowwood Farms, and the harvest table. Jill, could you walk council through that, please?
Sure, I'd be happy to, Mayor Mayhew. So council's likely fairly familiar with the subject property, as they have dealt with rezoning and then granting a waiver to make an application for additional changes. And we've been working with the property owner and their consultants on site plan agreement. And I'm happy to say that we are bringing this forward and recommending its approval. I would note that the main aspect that we worked closely with the applicant on was with respect to noise, and you'll see in the agreement that we have identified that if there are any issues, they will work with us over the course of the next couple of years to deal with those. We don't really anticipate any, but knowing that sometimes that's a sensitive thing with a different enlarged use of that space. So we're recommending that council go ahead and approve the drafted bylaw to approve the agreement.
Thank you, Jill. And I know that staff took a cautionary approach to looking at it and made sure that noise mitigation measures could be put in place. The proprietor will control the sound system, not the entertainer, which is important. And council, I'll open it up for questions directed to Jill through the chair prior to asking for a motion and a seconder. Are there any questions? Okay, seeing none, would someone entertain a motion that the recommendation from administration be approved? Mike Scholdice, Councillor Scholdice, thank you. Councillor Bartlett has seconded that. Any further discussion? All in favor? Carried. And Jill, correct me if I'm wrong, but we're just not at the point to put shovels in the ground at this point. There's one further administrative effort that we have to go through before that happens. Is that correct? The bylaw aspect of it?
You're correct. There's the agreement. We can sign that off tomorrow. However, the actual agreement needs to be registered on title, and then I expect we will see a report from Stephanie Poirier to recommend lifting the holding provision.
Okay, fine. Yes, it is registered on title. Okay, we're all set there. Jill, site plan agreement, 282 Main Street, Camtopia Developments. We're pleased to see this come before us. It seems to be a long wait, but just I want to apprise council that the developer made a change in the 11th hour there. So we had to go through a process to review it again, but it comes before us tonight. And Jill, could you walk us through this?
Absolutely. So yes, council did approve a site plan agreement with the property owners at 282 Main Street. And then they did come back with some changes, and you'll note the attached letter to the report from the engineer or the applicant identifies the changes they made subsequently. So we've worked with them, we reviewed this, and based on the recirculation of comments and responses, we are recommending that the amendment be approved.
Okay. Thank you. And council, as you recall, this is across from No Frills, the 17 townhouses that are destined to go in there. That's what this is with respect to. Council, any questions you wish to ask Jill through the chair? Should there be none, the recommendation is that council approve the amended site plan for 282 Main Street by bylaw. Is there a mover? Deputy Mayor Wilkins, Councillor Cowell. Last call for questions. I'll call the vote. All in favor? Yeah, passed unanimously. Thanks, Jill, very much for bringing those to our attention. 8C building, not this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, no report. Finance, 8D. Kristen, could you open the discussion on this to council?
Sorry about that. I couldn't click quick enough. Yes, this is for council used to see these fairly frequently. This is a request for sewer forgiveness on what was a line break in a home. But this is over the $500 authorization limit that council gave me. So that's why this is coming before you. So the property owners have identified and fixed the problem, so it won't be happening again going forward.
Thank you. Any questions to Kristen through the chair? And Kristen, I understand that none of this water got into our stormwater system at all. So
No.
There's no cost to the municipality.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, the recommendation is before you. Would someone wish to move the recommendation that the fee totaling $684.24 for customer 2083 be reimbursed? Councillor Vink and Councillor Choi. Last call for questions, folks. All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Council will deal with some correspondence that is before us. There's been a request for alcohol on a statutory holiday. Jill, can you introduce this request to council?
Sure. This is a request that comes up fairly routinely from the mini mart in Melbourne, and requesting council's permission associated with being able to sell during statutory holidays.
Okay. There. So council, any questions to Jill through the chair? The recommendation is the council of the municipality of Southwest Middlesex approve the sale of alcohol at Wilton's Mini Mart, 21933 Melbourne Road, on all statutory holiday dates in 2022. May I have a mover? Thank you, Councillor Scholdice. A seconder. Counselor McGill. Discussion? All in favor? Motion's carried. Uh, 10B, the municipality of Brook Alviston Campbell, the leach drain, this is a quarter revision and an appointment should be made here, which is no problem. Jill, did you want to give us any background on that or Greg?
The Court of Revision, I think in the letter you received from Brook Galveston in your agenda package identifies that they're looking for an appointment from Southwest Middlesex Council.
Okay, being that Ward 1 has jurisdiction over this, would one of the Ward 1 councilors be interested in this? Mark, do you have a conflict of interest on this drain?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor Mayhew. Yeah, I do. I will be assessed on that drain on
Okay.
property I own that in Adelaide Metcalf. So maybe if Krista would like to.
Yeah, I was just going to direct my question to Krista. Krista, could you find time to attend that meeting? Okay, that's very well. Yes, Deputy Mayor, go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor Mayhew. I will appoint Councillor Cowell.
Thank you for that. It's nice that we do want that recorded, Deputy Mayor, and thank you very much for that. Is there a seconder? Amy, Choi, Councillor Choi, thank you. All in favor?
Oh,
Carried, yep. Did I miss
Excuse me.
questions? Yeah, Martin,
Yeah.
did you have a question? I apologize for that.
yes, I did. Exactly how much of the property is involved in Southwest Middlesex and where is it located?
Wish we had added Greg.
Because most of Brook Allison in Ward 3, so I just wonder where this is located exactly.
Yeah. Yes, from information I received, it was Ward 1, but Greg, can you comment on that for Martin's benefit?
Yeah, through you, Mayor Allen. I can get the mapping for him if he wants that for tomorrow. That's not a big issue, but there are 6 landowners within Southwest Middlesex that would be assessed on this drain. That's why they're asking for representatives for quarter revision from our municipality.
Okay. Yeah.
If
Okay,
I
Martin.
could have a follow-up,
Yeah.
is these properties in Ward 1 or Ward 3?
Okay, we can do that, Martin. It was those that were assessed on this. I believe there was a significant number from Ward 1 when we examined the names on this, but we'll get that information for you. And it's a good question. It should be asked, Martin. So thank you, Councilor, for doing that.
Well, again, if it's mostly in Ward 3, then I like to think that I should be the representative.
We can revisit it, but nevertheless, we'll make sure that Southwest Middlesex is well representative, and had it been more clearly defined as in Ward 3, I certainly would have given you the option of that, Councillor Vink. It would have gone without saying. Okay,
Mayor Mayhew?
yes, yes.
Sorry, Councillor
Jill, go ahead.
McDowell just has his hand up.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I missed that, Jill. I was distracted on that. What councillor wishes to speak?
Councillor McGill.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor
Councillor.
Mayhew. I'm fairly certain, well, I know you're going to look into this tomorrow, or Greg is, but I'm fairly certain it is Ward 1 because the property I'm assessed on, unless the drain took some ridiculous curve and headed back into Ward 3, it must be going into Ward 1 from the map I was sent from Adelaide Metcalf saying that I would be assessed on that drain.
Okay, thank you, Councillor McGill. That is somewhat reassuring. I appreciate that. And Jill, thank you for bringing Mark's hand to my attention there. Okay. Mike, I think you're adjusting your glasses there. I saw your hand go up, but I think you're okay. Yep.
Actually, I was just looking at a map of the Campbell leach drain, but I can't quite pull it up here. You just Google search it.
Yeah, I think what we'll do is, I think Greg will still look into it just for the sake of council's thoroughness, and Martin has every right to have that information given to him, and Martin, we'll get back to you on that. Despite Councillor McGill's comments, we want to make sure that we're right. Yes, Greg, go ahead.
Yeah, I do have the, I do have the properties and such. I have them in roll numbers, and I have property name, like owners of the properties itself. So I just want to confirm those with Andrew that we've got the correct information, and then we can get that out to all of council.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, thanks very much for doing that, Greg. It's appreciated by all.
Mayor Mayhew, Councillor Cowell has had her hand up for a while.
Yeah, Councillor Cowell, I apologize. Go ahead. I'm trying to look at my notes here. I'm taking my eyes off the screen. Go ahead, Krista.
I just wanted to point out that I contacted Councillor McGill earlier this week because I had been able to find the maps of the drain, and I reached out to him because I did know that it was in our ward, and I asked him if he would be willing to sit on this, and that's when he did the research to find that he was assessed in the drain. So I think we can all agree that this was something that shouldn't be brought up tonight, but should have been researched earlier in the week, if that's something that you were interested in doing, Councillor Vink.
Okay, nevertheless, we'll try to get that information, and I appreciate that information, Councillor Cowell, and the dialogue that you had with Councillor McGill there. Yeah, Council, I'll make sure that my eyes are on the screen a little more here. Councillor Vink, go ahead.
Yes, I'm not just going to take that sit down here. Usually with these drainage situations, we receive a map with the report, and there's no map with this report, so this is why I question it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it was not directed by our municipality, though. It was directed by Adelaide Metcalf, but it was brief on information, but there was a reason, there was a reason for that. But nevertheless, we will move on. Over the next 48 hours, the information that will be obtained will put this to bed, we hope. Okay. I've gone through 10A and 10B correspondence, Jill, and I think we've nailed that down to move on to 11 in our agenda. Unfinished business. The chair has none. Do council or administration have any? Seeing none. We'll move on to new business. It was good that those items in consent correspondence have been dealt with as efficiently as they were. It saves time. Nothing under new business. We'll move on. County Council and conference updates. Are there any? Seeing none. Council 14, announcements. Information about your wards that you'd like to convey to council and the public. We'll give you a minute to think about that. Yes, Councillor Cowell, please go ahead.
I just wanted to talk about the cleanup days that we had this weekend, if that's okay.
Yes, that'd be great. It was on my list, so please go ahead, Krista. Yeah.
Yeah. So we had a good group out in Glencoe on Friday night that included the mayor, the deputy mayor, Councillor Choi, and Councillor McGill, and we were able to tick off several different parks and several different streets. So that was really wonderful. And then we participated alongside the Lions in Melbourne and the Ag Society there, and many, many community volunteers. I think there was another organization, Optimist Club as well. And they did a fantastic job in organizing what they did. I took notes down so that we could do something as efficient as them. They had trucks and four-wheelers and trailers dropping people off so that they could do the Longwoods and Melbourne Road and get all of the ditches in the country area It was a lot of fun, surprisingly, and they had a barbecue at the end. So I wanted to give a shout out to the efforts that they did in Melbourne, because they really, really got the community out there and did a great job of cleaning up. They said it was the first time they've been doing this for over a decade, and this is the first time they've been able to do it in a couple of years. And they taught me a thing or two about picking up garbage.
Great.
So,
That's good. Good news story, and sounds like a lot of high spirits in Melbourne there. And hats off to all the service organizations and the residents. Council, any further? Oh, we also had a little helper there too, Councillor Cal. Not just the councillors. There was a little short guy there that was helping as well.
and so was, you might have missed it, Mayor Mayhew, but Councillor Choi's daughter was also helping
That's right.
over at the
Yeah.
industrial park.
Yeah.
So
I think I
it was
saw some video on that. Yeah, and that's great. Yeah, there was 2 areas of pickup, and it's surprising how much you can pick up. Everything from shingles, lots of masks. I'll tell you that. Lots of, yeah. Greg, go ahead. Yeah.
And thank you, Mayor Allen, and through you to all the people that participated in the cleanup days. You know, they've been happening throughout the municipality, and I know that staff has been working with those groups, and you know, it is really nice to see this happening. Mary Gay could certainly tell you how many you know, big garbage bags we picked up for Wardsville, and certainly the work that was done in Glencoe as well as Melbourne. You know, it's nice to see the community get out, and after COVID, we haven't seen these for a couple of years, and just kind of proud of everybody who's done this. So I just thought I would mention that.
Good. Thank you very much. Council, any other award stories you wish to share? Okay, just briefly, just want to advise council and the public that our hearts go to the Hosey family. We lost a legacy in automotive racing last week in Glencoe. Dave Hosey was certainly a legend at the Delaware Speedway, and the Van Heck Funeral Home and the Hosey family paid tribute to Dave's life last week by an honor drive around the racetrack at Delaware, where Dave's remains took their last lap. And following that, the pace car did a few donuts on the track in testament to Dave's final lap. And we certainly wish the Hosey family our condolences on behalf of staff and all of council, and for the recognition that David Hosey brought to this area in terms of his acute driving skills that is even talked about to this day. And of course, Dave was at his prime in the early 70s, late 60s, early 70s. But we're very pleased too that his grandchildren are taking up autosport racing as well. And it just seems to be a genetic thing in the Hosey family, automobile racing. And I just, when I came into the office today, I noticed a lovely bouquet of flowers on the front desk. And of course, it reminded me that it is Administrative Assistance Day. And we have many people behind the scenes that do work for us, and we want to take off our hats to all of them. I did mention this at the planning meeting as well, as you recall, but we don't want it to go by our council or the public that we appreciate all they do. I came into my office the other day with a third announcement here. I had 2 extremely large volumes on my desk, and these are about the size of a pack of printing paper. I have 2 of them, and as all of us know, there's 500 pages in a pack of printing paper, so there's 1,000 pages worth of reading there. And out of courtesy, Greg left them on my desk. Those are the Golder Associates reports on the 2 landfills, the annual summary report, and these will be forthcoming every year for a number of years to the councils of Southwest Middlesex. So I wanted to apprise you of that. We're moving ahead on council's decision. The reports are very precise, small font, big books. a lot of information in there. And Greg will give us a Coles Notes version of it down the road. And so I wanted to announce that to council. I don't think there's anything else. And Krista did a fine job of the cleanup day, so we can take that note away. Last call, any other announcements? We'll move on to closed session then, council. We have some items to discuss. The council go into closed session at 7:58. I'll give us an extra minute here. As per section 239(2) of the Municipal Act, to consider personal matters about identifiable individuals, including municipal or local board employees, proposed or pending acquisition or disposition of lands by the municipality, and labor relations and negotiations, and specifically matters as illustrated under 5A to 5E. May I have a motion? Councillor Cowell, seconder, please. Councillor Vink. Questions? All in favor? Carried. Thank you, Deputy Mayor, for taking the gavel.